All right, paper pencil journaling. We're going to talk today about the typical issues I see people running into with the left side of their paper. Number one, they only want to write down what they think is appropriate or good, or what they in their mind want to see themselves doing. So I want to see myself eating that yogurt for breakfast. I want to see myself eating that tossed salad for lunch. So if I want to see myself do it, then I'll write it down and now it's going to happen. And that, unfortunately, is not how it works. So what I often say to people, and I say this all the time, and it's funny, until I sit on the phone with them and I give them permission to do it for themselves, it's very hard sometimes, unfortunately, for them to give themselves permission. But a lot of the conversations go like this. What did you eat for breakfast yesterday? Actually, I'm going to give you a real example. This is an actual conversation I had a couple days ago. What have you been eating for breakfast the last couple days? Donuts and candy. Okay. So on your food journal, moving through the next week, I want you every morning to give yourself option A, donuts and candy. What? On my paper? Yes, because that's what you've been doing. See, here's the thing. This is the disconnect. When we write it down, now it's real. But when we're doing it, we're not writing down, it doesn't feel real. So this is why this paper pencil journaling is so incredibly helpful. It's actually giving you real tangible awareness of what you're doing. But then I might say to that person, and this is exactly what I said to her, what would you eat if you were trying to do a little bit better? And she goes, well, maybe I'd have a couple eggs and a piece of toast. Okay, so option A, candy and donuts. Option B, eggs and toast. I said, what did you eat for lunch yesterday? Well, I had peanut butter on an English muffin. Okay, so write that down as option A. I said, do you feel like that's what you want to be doing? And she's like, well, no, I'd really like to see myself have a sandwich with a cup of soup. I said, okay, well, write that down as option B. And then I said, well, what are you doing for dinner? And she goes, well, honestly, she goes, I might go to Dairy Queen and get a Blizzard. And I said, okay, so write that down for option A. I said, what would you like it to be? Well, I might like to eat what my husband's eating for dinner, but I don't normally give myself permission to do that. I said, okay, whatever you're making for hubby, option B. So we literally went through, we took what she normally would do the last several days, and we gave her a better option that she could pick from. Now, when we get to the right side, I'll tell you how to mark all this, but what we're doing is we're setting her up for an opportunity to improve. And she doesn't have to improve at every meal, but she's going to get that opportunity to improve. And then I often have people who like to binge or graze on stuff through the day. And what we actually do is we create times for them. Okay, here's your mid-morning snack, here's your mid-afternoon snack. How many times a day are you doing this? We write all that down. The ones that really struggle are these nighttime/binge episodes. Most people do not like it. But what I do is I say, we're going to put your worst case scenario on paper, and then we can show improvement from that point. But if for the last 3 nights, you've eaten a couple tubs of ice cream every night and several handfuls of nuts and a couple bags of chips, that all goes on the left-hand side, but you can improve. It doesn't have to stay that way. That's the important thing, okay? Things that people run up against. They kind of give up when they say, oh, I'm not following my plan. No. The first week to 2 weeks, you're doing this to learn what you do. It's a great opportunity for you to write down what you think, what you visualize in your head, and then you're going to put all the marks on the right side, which are going to teach you what it is you're doing, so that way you can start to make improvements. You may not write down the truth for a long time. You might find you have a lot of things going on in your life that interfere with your food plan, which then should be a learning opportunity for you to start making different food plans. Start incorporating the chaos and the crazy into what it is you're doing. So we're going to talk about in our next video what to put on the right side and how you can start to make improvements. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon.